what that's the beginning of? A real Swiftie. And I'm not nearly as bad at piano as I think I am. You might recognize it, or if you can see, I don't know how good the resolution is. Hi! You're watching The Christiana 321. I am The Christiana, and we need to talk about Taylor Swift. One second. Okay, how's that? Great? Great. Here's the thing. First of all, Merry Christmas. It is, I believe, the third day of Christmas when this is going up. Possibly. I know I've been MIA. I'm sorry. It's not. This video is not about me. It is about me. All the videos on this channel are a little bit about me. However, we're talking about Taylor Swift. So, back when... I don't even know how to start talking about this. I talk about a lot of stuff on this channel. I get a little personal sometimes. I joke around. I show you my life. But this is kind of the longest trait that I've had. I change a lot. I have a lot of different hobbies. I've got a piano. I've got a guitar. I've got a ukulele upstairs. I guess technically I've been doing this video series, or I've had a YouTube channel since, I think, 2012, the first video came out. So, wow. I mean, I had a couple of videos on an old channel. Focus! We're not doing any editing. Alright, so. Taylor Swift's Midnight's album just came out about a week ago now, and we're gonna get to that, but first, some backstory. When I was in middle school, I just moved to Georgia. At first I resisted it, but eventually I started really liking country music, and my best friend at the time, we'll call her S, she's no longer in my life, so I would feel weird asking her permission to tell these stories. But like I think we're in a good place. I don't know. I don't think that she'll mind any of these stories. Anyway, she also very much liked country music. She was born and raised Georgia, Southern country kind of person. She had horses that, like, she lived on a farm that had horses, not like she had horses in a stable that she would go visit every now and then. They were like part of her family. All that to say, she was legitimate country. I was not, but she welcomed me, and yeah, we became best friends. We went to a lot of country concerts together. Blake Shelton, Brad Paisley, Sugarland. Way more than that. Those are just the ones that I can remember. I'm going to close this lid because I don't want any loud noises. And this cat, or the other one, would definitely jump on the keys, and I'd made a loud noise anyway, so I'm sorry. Focus. So when we were, I think it was maybe 7th or 8th grade, a song came out on the radio called Tim McGraw by someone named Taylor Swift. I didn't really like it. I wasn't a huge fan of Tim McGraw, even though I like country music. He was kind of old for me. There's old country, and then there was new old country. So old country would be like Loretta Lynn, Johnny Cash, when the guy with the braids, I don't know, you know. There was old country, and then there was new old country, which is like people my parents' age making music in the current day. And so I wasn't really a big fan of any of them. The number one that I wasn't a fan of was Kenny Chesney. Like, Tim McGraw was fine. I wasn't going to change the radio station if he came on, but I also wasn't like buying his albums, you know? Kenny Chesney, though, I don't get it. Everybody likes what they like and it's fine. I'm getting distracted. So, Tim McGraw comes out, and it's fine. It's a little bit lovey-dovey for me. I wasn't a big lovey-dovey person back then. I'm still not. Like, you guys have seen videos with my boyfriend, maybe if you've been around for a while. And he's great. Love him. But I'm still not a, like, gushy, mushy, lovey person. Anyway, so it was a little bit gushy to me. And then, but like she was fine. But then Teardrops on My Guitar came out, and I was converted. I was a Swiftie. I bought the album. I was deciphering all the little lyric notes for the, if you don't know, on Taylor Swift's debut album, in the little lyric book that comes with the CD, she capitalized random letters in the lyrics that gave you a secret message about the song. And I love that. It was weird and fun. So great. And basically since then, S and I, whenever new Taylor Swift stuff would come out, both loved it. We would bond over it. I have many a fond memory once I got old enough to drive of putting the CD in the truck. My first car was a truck, and blasting the radio as loud as I could, even though I think technically my dad said I couldn't put it above like 20 or whatever it was on that car. That was a reasonable volume. Nope. I had the windows rolled down, hand crank rolled down, in my truck with the super loud engine, blasting some Taylor Swift, singing my little heart out. Loved it. And throughout the years, I continued to love it. Then in 2009, I got to go to a Taylor Swift concert, which, if you are a Swiftie and you know the like timeline of her rise to prominence, this was still in her country era, and before she was headlining tours, she was an opener for Brad Paisley, which at that time, like, I had already seen Brad Paisley once, but I was excited to see him again. And Jack Ingram and Kelly Pickler were also opening acts. Love them too. Kelly Pickler inspired my red high heels phase that I had. And yeah, it was a great concert. It was around the time of what would have been Taylor's high school prom, I think. I don't remember. She had little stories that she would tell. I don't remember all the details. I just remember really liking being there and hearing the stories. And after the concert, she was still a, like, lesser known artist. So she just stood at the back of the stadium and everybody got in line to meet her. I went with my sister and we waited in line for, I think it was an hour, and the line kept going way behind us. But so Taylor Swift and Jack Ingram both had like autograph lines where you could go and meet them, and it timed out exactly perfect where we got our pictures taken on a flip phone that I then uploaded to MySpace, which I no longer have access to that MySpace. So if anybody can help me get into an old MySpace account, or just like find it, because I'm pretty sure it was public, so that I can get that picture back, I'd really appreciate it. Although I don't think I used my real name, and I have no idea what email address I would have used. I was a weird kid and I had a lot of different email addresses. Anyway, timed out exactly perfect. Met Taylor, got our pictures, got some autographs, ran over to meet Jack Ingram, who I also loved, but my friend S really, really loved. And so I wanted to get his autograph, at least for her, also for being, because again, I really liked him as well. He has a cover of the song Lips of an Angel. Perfect. Beautiful. And so when we got done with Taylor, he was like just signed his last autograph and was walking away. And I was like, oh no, how do I get the attention of this famous person I can't give up? And I am a very socially anxious person. I don't know how I had this in me, but I just went, Jack! And he turned around, and we got pictures with him as well. I do remember from meeting Taylor, we didn't have a long conversation or anything. I was very impressed by how tall she was, but also, like, yeah, she was just like so bubbly and friendly, and we'd been waiting in line for an hour. She had been talking to people and taking pictures for over an hour because we didn't get in line right away, obviously. So it was longer than that she was standing there, and she was just still so happy. The person in front of us, I guess, kind of looked like her brother, and I think her mom was there. She was helping take the pictures and everything. And so Taylor made her mom, or asked nicely, Mom, doesn't he look just like her brother or cousin or whatever? And asked if it was okay, I think, to take a picture of him to send to their to her brother or cousin or whoever it was. And it was so cute. It was so sweet. And it was just like, how are you still standing? I'm tired, and I didn't just like perform. But she was absolutely delightful. And so she would have been like 19 at the time. So maybe it wasn't around her prom. Maybe she just told a story about doing a concert the night of her prom. I don't know. It was a long time ago. But I want to say it was in 2009. I don't know, because I don't have access to my MySpace, and my memory is not what it ought to be. So, fast forward, continue enjoying her music, continue like following her in the press and everything. I wasn't as much of a Swiftie as some people are, like the ones who analyze every second of the video to find all the different Easter eggs. I watched the video, and then like some things stand out to me. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's like a thing. And then I watch the like hardcore Swifties analysis of the videos, and that's where I am. I'm like a couple levels below, and I just reap the benefits of the people above me. So, yeah, I enjoy it. I think it's great. I've bought every album that she's put out. I don't buy much of her merch. If you saw my vlog, I think it was over the summer, I do have a Taylor Swift water bottle, and I think I have one or two other pieces of merch from her. I am much more of a subtle merch person. I don't like it when the person's like face and name are huge on it. I would rather it be a little winks, more like the Easter egg kind of merch. So yeah, I don't get a lot of her merch, but I do buy all of her albums. Usually the week that they come out, not always the same day. There was one time that like my day off from work happened to be a weekday that lined up with the album release, and I got it, and I felt like such a hardcore fan. I think it was the Lover album, maybe. Anyway, so she's great. And so it's been about 13 years, 13, since I saw her in concert, and she's going on tour next year. So it's not going to be 13 years. If I get tickets to the tour, it wouldn't be exactly 13 years kind of thing. It would be more like 14, but 13 from the time I bought the tickets, sort of. I don't know. When I noticed the 13 is what made me sign up for the virtual fan thing. If you're a Swiftie, you know what that means. If you're not, don't worry about it. I had basically got in line to be allowed to get in line a couple days early to maybe see her in concert. She's not coming to any place. I don't think she's coming to anywhere in Wisconsin. but I'm not too far from Chicago or Minneapolis, so Minneapolis? I don't know. There were a few shows that are near-ish that I could make a weekend out of, kind of thing. So that kind of brings you up to today of where I've been with the fandom. I've really enjoyed watching and like kind of growing up with her, like the songs that were relevant to me when I was a teenager were songs that she was singing as a teenager. Now, as an adult human, she's singing songs about being an adult human and a more grown-up, mature kind of relationships. And I really like that. I loved folklore. I got the piano book for folklore. First time playing the piano, not today, but when folklore came out and I got this book, it was my first time playing the piano in, I don't know, probably 15 years or something like that. Anyway, I think that she's handled a lot of situations with grace. I obviously don't know who she is when she's not in the media attention. I'm not talking about any of that, but I've really enjoyed seeing how she's handled herself in difficult situations, in different traumatic situations. However, the Midnights album, I don't... The music's great. I love it. I bought a CD. However, and this is the message. Before I get to that, if you go back on my channel to like the 2012 to 2014, I have several references to Taylor Swift songs in the titles of videos or just in the videos themselves. So if you want to Easter egg hunt on that, the videos aren't about Taylor Swift or really even about her music. They're just references. Alright, now Midnights. So a couple things that I didn't like were like the gimmicks for people to have to buy 4 vinyl albums so that they can make the little clock on their wall. It felt a little grabby to me. And I know people think that about the whole Taylor version stuff. I didn't feel that way. I think, like, the narrative, we don't have the full story for how the music rights transition and all the details of what happened behind the scenes. So maybe it's grabby. I don't get that vibe. Could be. However, 4 vinyl albums. Most people don't even have a record player, and people can do whatever they want with their money, capitalism, I guess. What really upsets me though, and this is the part that I do want to address directly to Taylor, is from your first album, I've absolutely loved playing the CDs in my car, just like I said, blasted in them as loud as my speakers can go, windows down, wind in my hair. There's the song where Taylor did a duet with Tim McGraw, I believe it was, and her part of the girl's storyline, part of it is, cell phone's dead in the passenger seat. She's like driving down the highway in the middle of the night. And that's me. I was that person. My cell phone wasn't usually dead. It's never dead. There was one time that my cell phone died while I was driving to a place that I didn't fully know where I was going, and then I got lost, and then I had to ask a stranger to borrow their cell phone, and it was a whole thing. It turned out fine. But ever since then, I don't like to be in situations or my cell phone could die. However, I do turn off my cell phone and put it in the passenger seat and blast the music. However, a lot of cars these days no longer have CD players. And I'm sure I can get an aftermarket CD player, put it in there. I believe my car has a USB spot where I could put like a thumb drive with music on it in there. But it's not the same. So Taylor, if you could do something about that, have car manufacturers start including CD players into their cars again, because I've got YouTube Premium, so I can listen to the album through the YouTube Music app, and it's not a big deal, except it does weird things sometimes, and sometimes, I don't have great signal, and I don't want to download a whole bunch of music onto my phone because there's only so much space, and then how can I make videos if all the space is taken up? So yes, Taylor, please ask at least Toyota. I always get Toyotas to start including CD players in their cars again. I would really appreciate it, and I know a lot of people out there would also appreciate it. That's all I have for today. Like this video if you've ever enjoyed a Taylor Swift song. And comment down below, what is your favorite Taylor Swift era album, song, whatever. I don't know that I could pick a favorite. It might be Folklore. It might be... Lover was really good. I did not like the title track, but all of the other songs on there pretty much I loved. But Folklore, I loved every song on there. It might be Folklore. I don't know. Let me know. If you are a person who enjoys Taylor Swift, which of her albums was your favorite? Were your favorites? If you have more than one and you can't decide like me. Alright. Good night. Sweet dreams. I'm gonna keep practicing, because the real problem is I don't remember how to read the bass clef. I don't even know if that's what it's called. The bottom set of notes. Top set, I can mostly sight read. The bottom line, the bass line, not so much. Needs a clever, like, what's the thing? I feel like it starts with a P, but it doesn't sound like it starts with a P. Mnemonic. Needs a clever mnemonic device, like, every good boy deserves fudge, or the face is in space, but for the other ones. Alright, I'm really going now. Good night, sweet dreams. I will see you hopefully next week on Tuesday or Thursday.